Okay, this is the Marcum that's capable of recording. We used it last year for the first time, and we're very pleased with it. We originally used this gorilla mount, but I found it to be awkward, nuisance, and I never felt really safe. And plus, it was difficult to set it up so that two of us can see it. So I got another tripod, and what I like about this one, besides the height, I can unlock this and even get a better, safer. And then I can also raise it, and I can tilt it on the angle. So the bigger the feet at the bottom, the more stable it is. Okay, power up. There we go. Let me just zoom in on it. Okay. Library. I believe. No files, okay. And then settings. See, monitor settings, let's take a look in there. Brightness at 10. Okay. Exit. System. Language. Date. Time. Format. Okay, that's the format, my disk. Okay. There we go. And let's go back up there. Settings. Video settings. Oops. Hit the camera. Resolution is 1080. Okay, time's out. Okay. 1080, 720, or 480. We use 1080. And then we have settings, video, cycle, date, cycle record. This will be segments, I guess, of recording. 3, 5, 10, 15 minutes. I believe we use the 3 minutes. Okay. And the date stamp is on. Okay. And okay, I gotta exit. And then photo setting, I can take pictures of it. They stamp on. That's it. And let's take a look here. And then hit exit. 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 There we go. Okay. I just took it out after being stored for the summer, and the battery was low. And so as a result, I had to hook up the battery, and so I figured, well, maybe I'll also demonstrate how we set this up when we're ice fishing. Nothing worse is when your battery goes dead. I believe there's about 1800 milliamp lithium ion battery in the Marcum. Lasts a nice while. But if you're recording continuously all day, it won't last. And I believe it's 3.5 volts or something of that sort. And we have an adapter. You can input voltage anywhere between 8 to 23 volts, and the output 5 volts at 3 amp. Okay, it works. So, if you notice, we have a 100 amp lithium battery. We have 3 of those. One powers up our whole system, including our active target, Lawrence, and including this Marcum rotor that will turn the camera around. The camera also measures the depth, so you know how deep it is. I think it requires that you kind of do a walk around 360 degrees circle before you lower it. Quick disconnect, fused, and we can charge both units at the same time. If I start in the morning with dead batteries on those devices, by the time we pack up and go home, they're fully charged. So when we come home, we don't have to worry about charging it. So it works really great. And that's the same with our Lawrence. Yeah, I had to pause because my battery was dead. Now, I think the pictures that I took earlier with this unit, it looked like the screen wasn't very visible, but in fact it was. It's very visible. It's good. Yeah. Definitely, I would not bother with the Gorilla unit. Cannot recommend it. Not very reliable. Always hard to adjust. You want something that's very stable, and with the legs at the bottom, they can spread even further, and I can even raise this up. So that's the type of tripod you want, one with really stable settings. Still charging. There's also a setting here for lights, infrared. I'm just trying to remember LEDs. Okay, there you go. So the LED is lit up, and then you can make it brighter. Actually, maybe I should take it out of this bag, huh? There you go. And an infrared. So you have infrared off. And LED, I believe is the next one. Yeah, so the top button is for LED and goes off, and the bottom is for infrared. Generally speaking, most of the time we never use it. I have a need for it, but then we haven't experimented much with it. We'll see what it's like for this year. It's a very capable camera. In fact, we're at the point where we think if you're trying to decide between an active target unit or cameras, buy 2 or 3 cameras and forget about the active target. I think it's more entertaining and more fun. Okay, that's the back of it. It has a reel. I have to look it up to see how many feet, whether it's 30 feet or 60 feet. I'm not sure. It will be on the specs. I find once you go past 30 feet, it gets pretty dark down there. So the quality of the video wouldn't be that great. So, what do I think of this reel? It does work. But I'm still thinking a better system could have been designed, but we always take it out of our bag. The only time we leave in the bag is when we're testing each hole before we set up. Drill hole, I would drop the camera, take a look, see what the bottom is like. And if we like it, then we set up. So it's great for checking your holes before you start putting a lot of energy setting up your tent. You know, if you don't like the bottom, my wife has a little small Garmin unit, and depending on the thickness of the ice, especially if there's no snow, just resting it on the surface, it gives us a rough idea how deep the water is underneath. So it doesn't always work when the ice is too thick or too much snow. But usually when we drill our first hole, she'll drop her Garmin ice fishing scope to find out how deep it is. And if it's a depth that we're looking for, I drop my camera and take a look at the bottom. Take a look in the area if we can see some vegetation, things of that sort. I like a little bit of vegetation in the bottom. Okay.